All right, putting these earphones in. That means the stream started. How you doing, YouTube? Saturday, noon Eastern, 11 Central. Here we are with our live stream, a random live stream, which we'll be doing all summer long. Trying to space these out, give some international viewers a better time slot, maybe some early risers and some weekenders. Hey, here we are on a Saturday. Let's do this. And no, this one is going to be a little briefer than I'd planned. Why is that, Doug? Well, look at this. I'm going to the oddities. Where am I? The oddities and curiosities expo today over at the Lario Center. I'm going to go see some weirdness on the West Bank. Could be an interesting event. Maybe we'll get some short form video out of this, and maybe we'll find some cool, weird stuff to do magic with. I don't know. I'm going to check it out. I guess we should do some magic. I know most of you come here for that, and so we'll do exactly that right now. I see chat arriving just in time for a couple of card tricks. How you doing, Coachy? Welcome to the stream. We zoom you all into the close-up cam. I have a loose plan to just do a couple of tricks, and in bad taste, I'm going to do two tricks of the same. Just set that there for now. Two tricks of the same genre. What am I talking about here? Well, we're talking about Triumph. Triumph, the card trick. We're going to examine Dai Vernon's classic methodology, and then I'll talk about really my favorite version of the trick. But for your entertainment pleasure, let's start this way. I'm going to show you how you can remove the jokers from the deck. Yeah, this is an easy way to take the jokers out of the deck. It's almost mathematical. You turn half of the deck one way and then half of the deck the other way. And you actually shuffle the cards together in that situation. What you see is what I do. Some cards go down, some cards go up. Of course, that means some of the cards are like face to face. It's a mess. Using this mathematically speaking, you can use the structure by looking through the face up cards. Yeah, if you look for the face up cards, if you don't see any of the jokers, that's going to tell you they're face down cards. So yeah, if you're looking for jokers, just look for the face down cards. Oh yeah, look at that. That's going to narrow it down considerably. There's two cards face down in this spread, or face up. Now, those are the two jokers, and that's how you get those out of the deck easily. Which, by the way, this makes a great intro for a joker sandwich trick. But I digress. Can I do a joker sandwich trick? We'll consider that. Let me do Triumph number 2. A word on that handling, Triumph number 1, the classic Dai Vernon Triumph. I have a lesson on in my tutorial section. If you haven't found my tutorials yet, there's a couple of dozen of them waiting on you, and the trick that I just did is in there. Again, what you're looking for is Triumph. R-I-U-M-P-H, Triumph. Now this version, which is kind of the same trick, and get the jokers out of this using same trick, different handling. This is a Jay Sankey trick, and Jay actually teaches this trick on his YouTube channel. I'm going to do it for you, and then I'll talk about it. It's a pick a card trick. Since you're there and I'm here, I'm going to pick one for you, and we'll just set it here for the time being. Okay, that's long enough. Now you'll need to know what it is. Are you watching me, Aaron? Okay. He's laughing, but not at me. Never mind. TMI. You'll need to know what the card is. Without that, there's no plot. So take a look at it. Remember it if you care to. And we'll bury that card. Let's bury it this way. Let's use the upside down. We'll use the upside down all around poker shuffle. Little known and underused technique devised to find the selected card. Watch as I shuffle. Some go this way, some go that way. Now, somewhere in here is that selected card. And as long as it's not, let's see it, we'll just use this one. We'll use the Jack of Spades. As long as that's not the card, I'll use that card and the reverse time travel theorem. The reverse time travel theorem, traveling back in time about 38 seconds. If you remember, back when they were all facing the same direction. Remember when we had just picked a card? We're about to put it right back into the deck. What do you know, Joe? There it is. Card selected, 7 of spades. that is a wonderful handling by Sankey. If you don't know who Sankey is and you like magic, well, correct that mistake soon. He's a very popular YouTube magician. He's been a prolific creator for, wow, about 40 years, certainly the better part of 30 years, having introduced some of the most important magic of my lifetime. And yeah, go search him on the YouTube. The trick you're looking for if you want to learn that is back in time. Back in time. Hey, look what we're doing here, folks. Take note, as we're doing magic on YouTube, we're doing it without hiccups. We've tried a couple of upgrades, different problem-solving techniques this week. It appears we've at least found one of the trouble spots, and hopefully this means moving forward, we'll be delivering these live events without any, without any hiccups. Normally when I say that is exactly when YouTube starts hiccuping. All right, I really just plan to do a couple of triumphs today. I'm going to talk about some things after this. I've just been briefly inspired to do another sandwich trick. This is a Sankey trick as well. Let's put the card about 24, 25 from the top. We'll use the two jokers, and I'll just kind of talk through this as I do it. This is a handling that Sankey introduced maybe mid-90s for finding a selected card with the two jokers. So the first one you just press into the deck. Of course, this is just the Erdnace transformation used in conjunction with the selection I've controlled to the top of the deck. I'll do a pass now with this one. I'm going to use a Herman pass. That'll shift those two cards to the center of the deck, which will make it look like the two jokers have found the selection. And if that rings a bell, then yeah, that is the name of that tune. I knew the name. I wish I knew the name of that Sankey sequence. Hey, chat. I see you chatting. If you know the name of that Sankey sandwich sequence, you get bonus points, which, by the way, you can save the bonus points, accrue them, and then you can get like Koopy dolls at the end of the month. It's a new tier system I'm working on. Hey y'all, speaking of tier systems, this is where I talk a little bit about our member section. I see you, Gold Bug. Let me talk about this. Members who join let me put this up here. These are my member levels. If you haven't considered joining, know that I have these available to you. At the $1 level, you'll get a little badge by your name, which means when you're typing in the chat like Goldbug does, I know my members are out there and you can get my attention. And on that note, I say, thank you for your kind compliment on the pass. Been doing it a while. You can join at $4.99 and you'll get all of these badges, emojis, and what does that say? Early access? Yeah, that's right. We're making some changes July 1st. So here's the news. Coming July 1st, the $1 level gets upgraded with early access to my videos. You'll be able to see them an hour beforehand. Of course, the Conjurer level will get all that as well. And we're launching the Discord on July 1st, which I'll introduce in another live July 1st. That's coming right around next week. The Conjurer Plus level, the $19.99. Here's what I'm really excited about. I've been turmoiling in my mind about how to handle live events for this level. And I think what I'm going to do here is one-on-one lessons. So if you join at the $19.99 level, you're going to get a lesson, the topic of your choice, up to 1 hour. I'll have a calendar app to schedule these events. And I think this will offer some good value for people looking to have some one-on-one time with me. That will be limited to 100 students at the Conjurer Plus level. And hey, if you'd like to avoid all of that, then, well, you got this option as well. You can go to conjure.com. And again, this is July 1st. I'll have private bookings available. They'll be considerably more expensive. It's going to be $50 a lesson or 3 for $100. I also have some of my member tutorials there for your perusal. And hey, we have to mention these things. Otherwise, I can't stay in here all summer and make a living. I have to try and do something to generate a little bit of the je ne sais quoi. So thank you all for being part of that if you've considered joining the membership. But look, I hear you. You know, if you're broke, you don't have the money. The good news is I'm going to continue to post shorts, 4 or 5 of those every week. You get to see some magic all summer long. I'm all in on our weekly Wednesday lessons. You're still going to get the tutorials, guys, if you're a subscriber. And if you haven't subscribed, maybe hit the button, subscribe. You'll get those every week. And in addition to that, I will be offering other long form content throughout the months as time goes on. I'm all in, YouTube. I've thrown the alternative plans away, and you have my full attention, at least until the end of September 18. So it's at this point, there you go DoorDash and then get you some private lessons. You know, I know this. I know that as far as guys that are offering lessons, private time, you know, to learn from, I know that at $20 for an hour of my time and what I could teach you is probably valuable. So I hope some of you consider that. Along the way, know that you're making one man's dream come a little bit more true every time. Maybe just $1, just to be a fan of, a patron of the arts. But if you really want to learn magic, I'm here for you, and you can do that at the higher levels. Monk Mind from, oh, India. Greetings. I thought it said NOLA for a minute. That's where I'm from. All right, so it's at this point, as I mentioned, if you didn't hear it before, I'm going to make this stream a little short because me and my lovely bride are going to the Oddities and Curiosities exhibit today at the Lario Center on the West Bank. Hoping to film some oddities to share on the short form platforms, but before I do that, I'll do a little Q&A. So what's with the posters in the background? They're just old magic posters. They're reprints, like that guy's a magician, Blackstone, Carter the Great, there's a Houdini. A little more interesting than staring at my white dining room wall. Oh, from Sweden. I love that we have an international kind of flavor to these things. I'll set up for one other card trick. Yeah, in fact, it's those posters that maybe made the difference for me about a year ago, almost to the day. Not quite, but when I was deciding to put some energy onto short form social media platforms, I was gifted this privacy screen behind me, and I looked at it and I said, wow, some posters would go in there, some magic posters. Maybe that'd make a nice background. And works so far. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm not changing it. What's my favorite whiskey? My favorite whiskey is vodka. Oh, Monk Mind, when it cools off, come. Oh, never mind. I'm spinning backwards. Again, I note we have tutorials on the main page. So if you haven't found my tutorial playlist, there's a couple dozen of them waiting on you now. Trying to be a magician. Alternatively, you could just go to conjure.com. I sell beginners props there, and I have a classroom where things are kind of organized, like easy card magic and intermediate card magic and advanced card magic. Why have I started doing magic? That's the question. Well, I started doing magic when I was a child, and I never stopped. Why did I start? Well, some people are just chosen for things. I feel very, very fortunate to have found my thing. And I feel very fortunate to be able to share it with you guys on the platform, and that's no joke. You know, there's a definite happiness in my heart that wakes up every day that I get to do something that I want to do it and share it with an enthusiastic audience. Thank you all for being part of that. Happy to entertain some questions. That's what we're doing for the next 5 or 10 minutes. I have stacked a card trick to do in lieu of a question. Maybe for the immediate future, we'll just do some cardistry. So I am trying to be generous. I'm also trying to provide a fair value versus, say, some of the less generous pirates that are offering things at a very reduced rate. And this is my way of saying, up yours, I'm just going to cut out the middleman, and you can't steal my stuff because it's too cheap to steal. The Japanese instructions rope trick was awesome. Was it one of your own creations or a marketed effect? That's a marketed effect. It's a Tenyo piece called 4 Nightmares. it's a great visual piece. I don't know that it's the most practical for live performance. Maybe on a stage it would be good. That's certainly fun to play with. Cosmic Traveler from the Philippines. Maybe you just saw me on Chubster's show. You don't know, now you know. Right before this live, I did a podcast interview with Chubster Flores, a magician from the Philippines. He'll be uploading the interview. We did about an hour and a half, and it'll be on his YouTube channel in the near future. I'll do a community post when that pops up. Mick Crocodile Dundee asks, how many tricks do you think you know? I estimated loosely at like knowing 5,000. It's an estimate. How many can I perform? Hundreds. But like if you were to exhibit a card trick, I'd probably know it. I'd probably know the book it came from and a couple variants of it. So where have I been before now? I've been in New Orleans for over 30 years working in magic shops. I had a magic shop of my own. I work as a street performer. I also work gigs, right? So I did like a wedding on Wednesday. I do private functions. Sometimes I'll do a corporate thing. Well, there used to be a lot of convention business in New Orleans. Starting to come back. Yeah, there's some other things that I do with magic. I love my art, I care about it, and I study it with a passion. I have for a long time, and I still do so today. Pride Month seems to be going well for everyone. I'm happy to see it getting a nice attention, you know, in social media and on the news. And I'm just happy for everyone who's not mean or dumb. So I don't categorize too many things. Let me get a couple of cards out of here. I'm going to take some random cards, which, by the way, is a lie. This trick's all about lies, folks. Here we go. This is a lie. Those weren't random at all. I mean, do you think the Ace of Spades is random? In fact, everything I'm saying here is a lie. I'm going to reverse count them to the top. That'll mean the top card is not really the ace, but it looks like it. So when I pretend to put it on the bottom, which is a lie, I can make it look like it comes right back to the top, because when I say I put it on the bottom, it's a lie. It doesn't really go there. By default, that means I could do this. I could put the ace to the table, make it look like it jumps back to my hand. I can do that because when I say I put it on the table, it's a lie. I've done this trick for a while. I've had other people accuse me of using all the same card. Ever since then, I do, and that's a lie. I use all the Queen of Hearts. Yeah, that's a queen, and that's a queen. That's a lie, right? Because there's no way that you can have 4 cards all the same. That has to be a lie. Actually, that's not true. No, you can have 4 cards all the same if you use jokers. Yeah, you just want to use jokers. So let me do that instead. That's a joker there. Where are we here? Out of place. That's a joker there. That's a joker there. That's a joker there. And that's a joker there. So yeah, that's one way that you can have all 4 cards the same. And that is a lie. That's the truth. I've placed myself into stunned silence mode. All right, y'all. So one more time on the memberships, $1 get you the badges, the emojis, and July 1st, early access to the videos, $4.99 get you all that plus advanced tutorials, and the Discord server launches July 1st. And $19.99, the Conjurer Plus gets you all of that and live lessons, one-on-one lessons. The potential requests. Last stream you did 2 different false cuts. How do they work? There's sort of triple false cut. That's a good one to teach, actually. The Jerry Griffin triple false cut. Okay, Rain asked, what's that trick called? That is Darwin Ortiz. It's Jumping Gemini. Darwin Ortiz, Jumping Gemini. It's attainable, and I know there are some tutorials on this trick on YouTube. So if you search for that, you'll find what you're seeking. A pretty simple trick, you know, some multiple lifts, double lifts, not too challenging. Thank you for the compliment. I have any bloopers happen performing in the streets? It's like my life is a blooper. Donut's watching me from the gym. Howdy doody. How did I do that? Well, you can take my advice and Google Jumping Gemini, Darwin Ortiz, and turn it there. It's a great trick. Yeah, and it's a good trick just if you want to put 4 cards in your wallet. You don't even need a whole deck. What else? Do I have anything else to talk about? I don't. So if you guys, I'm looking, I don't. What is this? That's yesterday's set list. Got lots of notes. I'm a very busy individual with notes. Yeah. I'll be wrapping this up in just a couple minutes, guys. If you have a question you want to get in, now's your time. I guess I really should post more bloopers, because they happen all the time for me. You know, rarely do I shoot a video, a short form, like a TikTok or a YouTube short, and it's done on the first try. It's usually, you know, maybe an hour, maybe 10 takes, or there are bloopers happening. I did share one of them. So Donut, being one of the clumsiest and error causing, is that I make lots of mistakes. I make so many that now I know what to do when mistakes happen. So my suggestion for correcting mistakes is make a lot of them, and then you'll learn how to correct them. How much for the hat? How much for the women? That's running about $30 on Kangol. That's the cheap ones. I wear Kangol caps if you're interested. If you're really interested, I'm putting together a pen pal, not a pen, a writing. I'm trying to get sponsored by Kangol. I mean, if I was Kangol or a hat company, I might hook a guy up, at least with some hats. Yep, failure's the best teacher. That's right. How do magicians make their own props? Do they print on their own at home? Yeah, it's a mix, man. So, you know, there's professional prop makers. There's magic shops. You can search Google, you'll find magic shops. And beyond that, there's higher end producers, guys that really do fine work. And you learn those as well as time goes on. So, Goldberg, I hear you. I'm making a mental note to do some false cut videos, or at least one to describe that. Jerry, this is the one that I use. This is the Jerry Griffith, yeah, triple false swivel cut. I'll explain this in detail next week. Maybe we'll cover a couple false cuts on the weekly Wednesday lesson. I did a video like 3 years ago where I listed the top 10 false cuts. If you want an introduction to false cuts, search my videos. It's an old one, so it's not my best work, but it's a pretty good video. And I do 10 false cuts. I talk about where they came from. And yeah, search that, and a nice introduction to the world of false cuts. But I agree that, yeah, if I could just focus on 1 or 2 that I know are very usable. And yeah, I know what I'm doing next Wednesday now. Thank you. Thank you, Goldbug. Donut asks, I have a favorite card force. The one I use more often, like than any other, is a timing force, which is done by getting a break over the card in the deck. So I get a little pinky break. And as I cut small packets, I ask my spectator to say stop. Wherever they stop, I'll get the force card. It's something that works by timing. You cut a couple packets to the table. So here's the timing. You say, as I cut the packets, just tell me when to stop. So now I'm at my break. They can say stop here, 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 here. And that's kind of the timing force. If that doesn't hit, if I miss the timing, I just reclaim a break, and then I'll just use a standard riffle force. And the riffle force that I use is this one. I riffle down with my thumb. I put my finger into that gap. And as the hand rotates over, that's released, and then I just pick up at the break. So there's my force card, the Jack of Clubs. I'll go deep. Just say stop right there. Okay, just remember the card. And that's the 2 forces that I use. If I had to pick a third one, it's probably this one. Start from the top, doing under the spread cull. So I'm culling the card below the spread. Take a card off. I begin spreading, running this card below the spread as I ask my spectator to touch a card. Whenever they touch, I square up, but I square the force card onto the face of the packet. So I'm just going to run through the pack. Just touch one. Okay, that'll be good. Remember that card. That's a Hofzinger under the spread force, and it's a good one. Yep, Goldbug knows. Yeah, I like to use the timing force a lot. It seems very fair. Use it, have people find their own cards. It's good stuff. I think that is Eddie Fechter's, but I'm not sure. Eddie Fechter, the great worker from upstate New York, creator of so many card plots that survived the test of time, including two-card Monty, as many of you know it. All right, y'all, look what I'm about to do. I'm about to wrap it up, go put some socks on, and then go outside with people in public. Yep, that's about to happen. Yeah, Donut, here's the scoop on the history lessons. I did a lot of those starting off this YouTube rebirth, okay? So I have about 15 or 20 history lessons where I examine magicians from the past and some of their work, and it's something I would definitely return to. I'm not going to make it a weekly thing just because I'm so freaking busy right now. I can't commit to that, but interspersed with my weekly Wednesday lessons, I will absolutely be doing more history lessons. And if you haven't looked at some of the ones I've done, hey, spread some algorithm love. Go view some of my past content. Learn about Alex Elmsley or David Roth or Roy Walton, Paul Harris. There's lots of guys I've talked about, so go check that out. Yeah, a lot of people find me from the shorts. They don't even realize I do long form content. I'm addressing that in this upcoming week as well. I'm going to do a short for my long form. I haven't figured out how to present it yet. I'm going to let my shorts viewers know. There's plenty more to watch where that came from, including the tutorial section, a couple dozen tutorials we got waiting on you there, and then long form videos, plus the lives. We get to do that as well. And this one is ending. It's 11:29. I thought 15 minutes originally. We made it a half hour, and now I'm going to go be a human in the real world and go look at weird stuff. Well, Goldbug, thank you for making that decision. And yes, the rope tricks are quite popular. There will be more of that in the near future, so stay tuned. I'm going to thank you guys for hanging out with me for this short bit. Thank you all for considering membership. And hey, if nothing else, consider hitting the subscribe button, right? So you know when these things pop up and the algorithm can find you and we make this magic party happen. That's going to be wrapping up this event. Thank you for your time and attention. See ya on the next one, guys. Ciao for now.